Normally, this gear up here at the top is not one that breaks. So most people don't take it out of the machine, and I don't believe that I've ever seen a video here on YouTube of someone taking it out. But I need to take it out because I'm gonna have to on my other machine, since I am switching from all metal to, since I am switching from all plastic to all metal. Before we can remove the upper horizontal shaft gear, there are a ton of things that we need to move out of the way first. First, you're going to have to remove the presser bar tension dial. Afterwards, you'll need to remove the presser bar, needle bar, and the needle bar driving arm, which is this little guy that I'm showing you right here. I have hours upon hours of me taking this thing apart, so no need to bore you with all of that. Once you get everything removed from this section of the sewing machine, except for the tension dial, which you don't need to take off, then we are ready to move on to taking off other stuff on the sewing machine. So let's go ahead and look at that other stuff. I've just taken out the top part of the crank connecting rod. The crank connecting rod is what creates the up-down motion on the sewing machine needle. Now there is a secondary part to the crank connecting rod that we need to remove in order to entirely remove it from the machine, and that is located on the bottom of the machine where I have illustrated. It is just a washer with a long screw through it. You are looking at a feed fork connection rod, and it is what controls the stitch length on your sewing machine. This needs to come out in order for us to do what we need to do, and in order to take that out, you must remove the washer and nut from this part of the sewing machine that I'm showing you in the illustration, and then it will not just slide right out, because there is a little rectangular piece that is seated inside of the reverse button on your sewing machine in that little groove that I'm showing you right now, and you have to lift it up out of that groove in order to remove that connection rod. You have to do a little bit of finagling, but once you get it out, it is out. I have circled a piece there, and that partially determines how far right the needle swings. And in order to move your main shaft of your sewing machine, that whole piece needs to come out. It is secured in place by a set screw that sits on the front of the sewing machine. Once you've unscrewed that set screw, then the piece slides out quite easily. And if you have any trouble, then I would just use a little bit of oil and perhaps a heat gun to help that slide out of the way. I am a big fan of other sewing related channels that do teardowns of machines, and I have several channels that are my absolute favorite to watch. But the one thing that they don't show on any of those channels is the actual problem that often arises when you do these teardowns. And that is, sometimes there are screws that are hard to access and no way to get them out. So I have a screw right here that I need to remove in order to be able to remove the horizontal shaft. Doing this way puts the screwdriver at an angle. So the manufacturer placed a hole right here inside of the body of the machine so that you can access that screw from up top. But the problem with that is that you can't really get a good hold onto the screw with it up here like this. Now on some of the older Singer sewing machines, like the 15, there is a screw port right here, and it's easier to get on the screw to be able to loosen it. Now I've been working to try to get this screw out for the past 2 days with no success, and I don't know what else to do other than to actually cut into the body of this machine and cut this whole area off so that I can access the screw to be able to loosen it so I can get the horizontal shaft off. Now on this machine over here, I think it'll be a lot easier because what the manufacturer did is they actually created an extra port right here so that you could access the screw another way. And they also left this hole right here so that you could access that screw as well. So I think they were really thinking about people who service sewing machines when they did these changes. And these are not changes that you would initially see when you go and you look at a Steel Gears Singer Touch and Sew versus this nylon one. Another thing that they did on the nylon machine that I like is that they added hex screws instead of the flathead screws. The flathead screws get worn down just too easily, and it makes it very difficult to make any timing adjustments on the sewing machine when you have screws that are worn down. But I honestly think it's going to be easier. But now that I've had so much trouble with getting this screw out, I'm super afraid to even try to tackle it. I'm going to try again, and then if I'm not able to get it, then I am going to take it to someone who can cut this whole area out and allow me to access the screw, because I don't plan on keeping this sewing machine anyway. I'm just using it for parts. So I'm going to get back to it, and I'm not going to record my frustrations. I just thought that would be something that I would let you know. So I finally got the horizontal shaft out after about 3 hours of working on this. I took out parts in the machine that weren't necessary to take out on this machine right here because I don't plan on putting it back together. But if you were to do this, then here is what you would do. So you have to take out this arm right here that goes underneath the sewing machine, and it's just basically just one hex screw right there that you have to unscrew. You also have to remove the rock shaft, and in order to do that, there is one screw about right there that you unscrew, and then you pull down, and this whole piece comes out of the machine. Once those two pieces are out that sit right here and right here on top, then you will go through and loosen or remove all of your set screws going all the way down. Remove all of the set screws. Once all the set screws are removed, there is another set screw right here that is part of what controls the take-up lever. So you unscrew that and then use a punch tool to punch out this part of the I'm sorry, I'm losing my words here. You use your punch tool to punch out this part of the take-up lever, the other secondary arm on the take-up lever. You punch it out of here, and then you will take off your needle bar and your needle bar and your pressure bar. Both of them you need to take off, as well as this piece right here. And once all of that is removed from the machine, I would also come in and undo this wire piece right here, just so that it doesn't get broken in the process. And I did go ahead and take out this entire arm right here on the machine, and it was an easy removal. Then you have to remove your cam stack, and the cam stack is a pretty easy removal process. You just have to take this pin off at the top and then lift up, and your entire cam stack will just come off of the machine. Once you have taken out all the things I mentioned, this right here just lifts right up out of the machine, and I'll show you. So this just lifts right up once you have pulled all those elements out. And then you can take a punch tool and punch your horizontal shaft right out this side of the machine without ever unscrewing this piece over here that I was talking about earlier that's so difficult to unscrew. And then you can take your gears right off of the machine, and it will come off very easily. I hope this this video has been helpful. I do have one full video of all of the gears being removed from this machine, and if you'd like to check that out, please click the link that is somewhere here on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.